We all face temptations. Whether it is the urge to scroll through social media, the desire to indulge in comfort rather than challenge ourselves, or the magnetic pull of instant gratification when long-term goals require patience, temptation is an ever-present part of life. It is an ongoing battle we must deal with for the rest of our lives. While coming from the Trojan War, Ulysses learns that he must pass by the island of the Sirens. These mythical creatures have beautiful and enchanting voices that draw any sailor who hears their song towards them. The catch? The ship crashes on the rocks, and the sailors are destroyed. Ulysses, knowing about this, comes up with a plan. He orders his crew to fill their ears with beeswax so they won't hear the siren's song. He also instructs his men to tie him tightly to the ship mast and not to release him, no matter how much he begs, until they safely pass the island. It was not an easy journey for a moment. He shouted and begged to be released, but his crew followed his orders, keeping him bound to the mast until the danger had passed. Ultimately, Ulysses' foresight and discipline save him and his crew from disaster. Let's look at some lessons we can pull from the story. 1. The sirens as symbols of modern temptation. The sirens are a perfect metaphor for the countless temptations we face every day. It is not just about avoiding dangerous situations, but resisting those enticing distractions that pull us away from our long-term goals. Sirens appear in many forms of distractions like social media, porn, mindless entertainment, drugs, alcohol, or comfort routines. Their songs are, "Just 5 more minutes, I'll get to it tomorrow," and "One more time, no one will notice." Before you notice, it draws you away from deeper, more meaningful work. The short-term pleasure of indulging in these distractions always seems harmless until you realize how much time and energy you have wasted. The sirens are alive and well in our lives. Like Ulysses, the challenge is staying the course and focusing on the bigger picture. 2. Resist temptation. The Stoics, like Ulysses, believed in the importance of controlling one's desires and impulses. They understood that life is full of distractions and temptations, but the key to success lies in our ability to master ourselves and our choices. Epictetus put it perfectly: "No man is free who is not master of himself." To be free, we must control our minds, which means learning to delay gratification and resist the pull of immediate pleasure. Ulysses wasn't just strong-willed, he planned ahead. He knew the siren song would be irresistible, so he prepared himself by tying himself to the mast. You also need to follow the same strategy. You, more than anyone, know what can affect you, and because of this, you need to get ahead and find ways to avoid temptations. Pre-commitment can help us resist the temptation we know will come, whether setting strict schedules, creating accountability with others, or turning notifications off while working. 3. Delayed gratification as strength. Ulysses could have easily given in to the sirens' songs. After all, their voices promised everything he could ever want. Instead, he endured the struggles, bound to the mast, knowing that if he rested on the temptation, he would emerge stronger and alive to continue his journey. By cultivating this mindset, we can withstand the ups and downs of life. It is not about never feeling temptation. It's about having the strength to endure it without being influenced by it. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Like Ulysses, we can't control temptations in our lives, but we can control how we prepare for them and how we respond to them. Now let's get practical. Like Ulysses, how can we tie ourselves to the mast when temptation arrives? It's all about creating systems and strategies that help you resist those modern-day sirens. A. Pre-commitment. Just like Ulysses instructing his men, set up barriers against temptation before it happens. For example, use tools to block distracting websites or set your phone on Do Not Disturb. It's about creating conditions where one is less likely to give in to temptation. B. Mindfulness. When temptation strikes, ask yourself, is this necessary? As Marcus Aurelius suggested, This Stoic practice of questioning desires helps you pause and reflect before acting on impulse. C. Flee from temptation. There will be moments when the best thing to do is flee. You may be with people or in places that are not helpful, and in this situation, the best we can do is leave and avoid any temptation. The path to long-term success and fulfillment isn't always easy. Still, by staying aware, disciplined, and focused on what truly matters, we can navigate past life distractions and continue the journey toward something greater.